We are live.
Hey guys, good evening.
Hello.
Peoply. Good evening,
Hello,
good evening, good
everybody.
evening, good evening. Ah, it's a good day to talk about things, isn't it?
That's a nice way to
Tequila.
put it. Let's talk about it.
Tequila.
It's a good day to talk about
It's
things,
a good
just
day to talk about it.
things. Hey, I should
Good
Things,
post the
day.
live link on my status. I keep forgetting to do this and all that.
yes.
For shame. Every week is the same thing. Every week. Like Kila will never learn. Jeez Louise.
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
Oh Lord. Oh gosh.
Here now, it's a real task being 5 hours ahead now. It's a real task.
For
yeah.
real. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it one bit. I don't know how you do it every week, JC, honestly.
Listen,
Cause,
no lie.
cause, cause.
I
Oh, I'm
know.
trying to share
Today is a
this.
holiday or something? No, right? No.
No.
No, today's a holiday. I wish.
Okay.
Would have been great if today was a holiday. The next holiday is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So
Whole
what holiday
weeks.
is that?
Diwali. Hey,
Good night,
Kifa!
Anna.
Your first tonight,
Good
girl. You're
night.
inside. You're inside. Just always
Yeah.
tell me, girl, I come late, I reach late, but I see you're ready tonight, Kifa. Pops. I love it. That's not I'm trying to share this. I get it. I come late, I reach late, oh, but I see you're ready. Sorry.
All right.
All right. What do I do? How do I do
We here,
this?
we here.
We are here.
I'm gonna have to figure out more camera situations now.
I mean,
Cause I have my own desk and stuff now, you know. I
hey,
first
Yeah.
set up and everything,
yes,
ting.
yes,
Big things
yes,
So I
are
had to
friend.
take down that green screen just now. That green screen had to come
Yes,
down just now.
yes, good as yes. Hey, hi, Dalton.
Hi, Dalton.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm
Good evening. Good
inside,
evening.
people.
Hey
Boop, boop,
Dalton,
boop
what's
to
up?
you.
Oh, it's Dalton.
Yes,
Wait,
Dalton.
and I
Miss you
saying
all
Dalton
want
so brave, like you know.
right you.
Yes, it's true. Dalton, I am sorry. I apologize. I am terrible with names, but you see this piece I make out I get tonight here. I will get you right from now on, sir. I apologize, Dalton Pierre. Oh gosh. Ali, how are they making out of the Sahara dust? Because I feeling like it's the end of the world. I was driving, I was on the highway today, and I swear at one point I thought I should probably pull aside and wash out my eyes or something. Because
Aw.
it bad. It real bad. The place just looked overcast all day today and rain did not fall.
Listen,
Oh, wow.
listen.
Yeah.
The sea, like the place is so calm. I could
Yeah.
literally hear the ocean. It sounds eerie, to be very honest. It is making a
Serious.
strange noise. But I know we
Wait.
on yellow alert or something.
We
This is
are on
something
yellow alert.
passing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we are on
Wait, wait,
yellow alert.
wait, 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 wait. What?
Yeah, we're on a yellow alert. We're expecting something
Oh,
bad weather.
wow.
And I think it's until Saturday. If I saw correctly, they adjusted the time and it's until Saturday at 6 something, 6 o'clock in the evening or something like that. So,
Whew.
you know, you just had to just make sure from Friday everything in gear. Make sure you have your tea
Your
and your
water,
wine and your
everything.
puncheon and
Yeah.
tell the babes you better be
The
here.
tea and your wine
There's
and your
not the
fun.
weekend to have things to do outside of the house. Like,
Nah, nah.
sir,
Hmm.
Forget
ma'am, still. There's
it.
a still
Forget.
weekend. Don't bother with that. Yes, sir.
Forget.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Wait, boy.
it's serious.
Yeah, Dalton.
Well,
Seriously.
my friends international, please be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe.
And if I have to board up, board up.
And
Hopefully we don't. I hope not,
fe-
but if you
feel
do,
free to. Yeah, exactly. If you do.
yeah. If you
Wow.
do what you got to do what you got
Feel
to
free
do.
And
to
that's
share the live,
probably,
guys.
yeah, it's probably scary hearing the weather, like the sea making that noise.
Yeah,
I know I'd be scared as hell. Well, yeah, I'd
listen.
be scared.
Good
Hi,
evening.
hi,
Good
Barbara. JC,
evening.
I think some words that you take as cuss words is not really
Not
considered.
I doesn't
Yeah,
know. I don't know.
because because where you are
that's cuss.
is
That's
a curse word, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
serious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I see JC saying
Behave.
something, so I was like, I wouldn't say that. Like, I don't, I don't understand,
All
but
I
all
right.
remember
right.
I saw this gospel singer went across to the UK and say it on live radio.
Oh
She was on
gosh.
a radio interview and she said it and they went, oh God.
Listen,
Everybody
conscious.
started
I had
crying.
It's
a you
serious.
know,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
And
serious.
she was like,
I
oh my God, did I just curse on national radio? Oh my God.
you, you know that remind me of Nisa. I don't know if you remember. There was a show. I can't remember who used to do it, but it was like biannually, right?
Right.
And this group came from abroad and
Yeah.
intermix Gangnam style into but it's like whoa, we don't do that here. There's like oh gosh, it used to be somewhere in the eastern St. Helena. Oh, there's somebody have my head from my brain
Oh
this
gosh.
week.
oh I don't know.
It's like
I can't remember.
completely lost.
All right, guys, we 6 minutes in. We
All
are
right,
about
let's do the
to
countdown.
start.
Hi,
We are
Baba.
about to start.
Jason? Hello, everybody, and good
Good
evening. Good
evening.
evening, good evening, and welcome back to Sincerely Her Story. Let's talk about
Hi,
it, the podcast.
hi.
It's a great day to be here. All
Yes.
right, guys. So, I am Akila. I am your host for tonight, the hostess with the mostest. I'm really, really just excited about tonight. I think tonight is going to be amazing, and I've been looking forward to it. We've been looking forward to it, and tonight we're going to be
Yep.
talking about imposter syndrome. But before we jump into
Hmm.
that, let me
Yes,
just
yes.
let my co-host, my lovely, beautiful, amazing, intelligent co-host, introduce themselves.
It's the adjectives for me.
I know, right? I know. Go on, Issa.
Hi, good evening, everybody. To our regulars, to those who are new, welcome to our space. I have had better days, but I'm good. I'm generally good. I'm looking forward to the conversation this evening. I hope you enjoy. Please share the live, share it with your friends. Sharing is caring, okay? Good
Yes,
evening,
yes, yes.
everybody.
Hi, everybody. I am JC. Check in today. I am good. I'm good. I am good. Ready to talk about this topic
Right?
tonight, right? So
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do. Like, share, do
Yes.
everything.
nice.
All right. So we are going to talk about so tonight we're talking about imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
And if you follow our social media pages, you will have seen us um well it had a lot of hype around us this week and
Yes.
Mm,
what we have accomplished. And let me put it out there that being very open with you guys in having to do some of those posts, some of us cringed. We were like, yo, I don't
yeah.
know that I want to put these things out there. And in fact, all of us cringed. We were like,
Yes,
Yes.
we did.
could we not do this? Could we not
Yeah.
put this out there? Could it not seem
Do
like
we
we're
have to
tooting
put
our
that?
own horns,
Yeah.
please? And how
Yeah.
are we wording it and editing it and all of these
Some
things?
of you
Just
just
to
acting
say,
brave. We're like, yeah, 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 put it, but we really isn't.
Yeah.
listen.
Hi,
Hi,
Billy.
Claudette. Right? So what the reason why we did that is because it ties so closely to what we're talking about tonight, which is imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And what imposter syndrome is, it is a feeling that you have that tells you that the things you have accomplished and the accolades that you have, somehow you didn't deserve it. That
Mm.
you're some sort of a fraud. It doesn't deserve to be given any credence, any credibility. It should not be talked about. It should not be talked about um, as something great, right?
Yeah.
And so, what? Hi, Auntie. What what imposter syndrome does is that it stops people from exploring great ideas, and it also stops people from applying for certain jobs where they excel. So
Mm-hmm.
basically
Mhm.
what happens is that you tell yourself, it's something that you do to your own self, right? This is not because of anyone else. What you do is you accomplish something, but you think that everyone else who was working on the same thing, that everyone has the same skill, right? So you think that everyone has the same skill. So when you do well or when you accomplish something great, you tend to think that it's not a big deal, like anybody could have done it. When in truth and in fact, it is a big deal because you did it and you did it extremely well. So what it does is that it
Well,
causes us
right.
to pull ourselves into the background. So we always do things like, oh, not me, not today. Don't talk about what I do. Oh gosh, yeah, nah, it's just me. So
Yes.
somebody will introduce you, and I'm sure Nisa and Jessica talk about this. Somebody can
Mm.
introduce you and say, okay, so now we have the baddest graphic designer on the face of this earth. See JC face
Yeah.
already. Who will be
Yeah.
talking to you guys? And then JC will come and JC will be like, well, now we forget
Yeah.
about the accolades, and I am just a
Yeah.
person. Right? Or when we say, listen, we
Right.
have a woman with one of the most angelic voices in the
I know.
Caribbean and in the world. I watch Lisa face. She's smiling, but she's like, Keela, what you doing, man? Right?
That is
And
so
so then
true.
she would come and she would humbly say, well, it's I wouldn't say the most angelic voice. Like that feels like it's a lot, guys. I am just Anissa, right?
I love
Yes.
how that comes.
Well, me, I have to listen to Ollie tonight. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I the bloody greatest. Yes,
I
Bernard,
bad
I
like
love it.
Bobo.
I love it. I love it. So yeah, so imposter syndrome. So actually, what I was learning through research is that this is just one arm of imposter syndrome, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's another arm to it where someone feels like you're in the wrong place and you want to get into a different space. Kevin, stop it.
Oh
In the
Lord.
wrong space, especially guys, or it might be just
All right. I think he's having a little bit of
in.
technical
Oh,
difficulties.
I hear.
He's
Sorry.
all right.
Yes.
Okay, good. Whew.
Okay. Listen, I'm playing not tonight, the blood of Jesus. Okay. So so it could
And
be that
Anissa mute.
that I just say you're muted.
Oh my
So it could
gosh.
be that you feel like you're in. All right. So the second arm of imposter syndrome, you can feel like you're in the wrong space or the wrong place. So it feels like, so what it might feel like is like you're in a career and you're doing well. You might be at the top of your game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you have this feeling of my life is more than this. I am
Right.
more than this. I
Mm-hmm.
have a greater purpose to serve, but you don't know how to get yourself onto that path for the greater purpose. You just feel insufficient where you are. Now, they are still doing, scientists and researchers are still doing work around this concept of
Yeah.
insufficiency that people feel.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're saying is that a lot of women tend to feel that way, and a lot of persons in minority groups, where you just feel like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, this is great, but I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be. I have somewhere else, and I should be making a lot more impact,
Right.
right?
I could
Um,
definitely
imposter
see that.
syndrome really just cripples your potential or your ability to reach your true potential. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And it
that's
has
what
nothing
imposter
to do
syndrome
with
is in a nutshell. There's a lot
right.
more.
Right.
It has nothing to do with outside influences. It's more so how you see yourself. Yeah?
Yes,
But
which
how
is
we see
independent of
yes,
ourselves
you.
yes,
too
it is.
do have a lot to do with outside influences.
Yes,
Can we
how
can
we
we
see
all say
ourselves
that?
has a lot to do with outside influences. But
Yeah.
in terms of imposter syndrome, it's really just you undermining yourself. You
Right,
saying to yourself that what you did isn't that great, who you are isn't that great,
right.
the things that you accomplish shouldn't be spoken about, and you feel like you're a fraud. So you constantly feel like somebody is going to figure you out. People are going to
Yeah.
figure you out and know that, yo, all this hype is not true. Somebody will figure you out and they will bust the mark. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like walking
Yeah.
around with that
So
constantly. So instead of like standing in all the great things that you do, you downplay
right.
it and you kind of take a
Yeah.
background role because you constantly feel that you need to keep away from the spotlight because you don't want somebody to figure
Mhm.
you out.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically.
So Lynn Paul commented earlier and she said, wow, so it's not being humble. It has nothing to do with being humble because we take on
No,
that persona also. It's not being humble. Address it for what
it
it
is not being
is.
humble. Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Address it
imposter
for what
syndrome. It
it
is
is.
not being humble. And we can hide behind humility and say that, no, just being
Ah,
humble. And no,
Yeah.
no, no, because the reality is that you did something great. You deserve to be
right.
where you are at. You deserve to be
Yeah.
acknowledged for what you did. You understand?
Yeah.
Right.
And that doesn't
Yeah.
have anything to do with humility because you can be humble and still say, yes, I did do these things. Yes, I did accomplish these things, but you're not arrogant about it. You see? What's
Yeah.
Nisa face? Nisa done like, yo, I don't like this.
Well,
Lisa, I feel maybe you should tell us about your experiences with this. What would you,
listen,
have you experienced imposter syndrome?
I have let my emotions mellow a little bit. I'll pass the mic to JC because this is something that I okay, so this is let's talk about it. I do
Yeah.
struggle with imposter syndrome. So let my emotions mellow a little bit. I passing the mic over to JC and I'll let come back. Come back.
Huh.
All right, Jace.
Boy. All right. So this is how I will start my little experience with it. I think this is a daily struggle for me because I don't talk about the thing. Oof. I don't talk about things that I do or that I did. Um, I would just let me just give a backstory. Let me just do a little backstory. So me growing up,
Yeah,
um, I was always told that I wouldn't do anything, I wouldn't become anything. Even though I was a young child, probably started reading when I was a couple months old. Let me get out. Let me get out, right? So I
Go
started
ahead.
reading at a very young age, and I used to read a lot. Um, but growing up, they used to tell me that I was stupid, I was dumb, blah 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 blah. And I think that changed the way on how I saw myself. So things that I know I was sure about, I became unsure about it, and then I start literally doubting myself on every single thing that I do.
right. Yeah.
I just look now. I look at it now. I'm struggling to just talk
To
about
say it.
just say certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a daily struggle for me. I don't know how to celebrate my achievements. I don't know how to do that. So yes, I live this struggle every day. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm still learning how to. Woohoo!
To
Yeah.
share for you.
yes,
Yeah,
Jesse.
still learning. I still
Yes.
learning. I honestly
Yeah.
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
it manifests itself in different ways. So I was cringing from the beginning of this conversation because Keela was saying things that I've said in public verbatim. So let me
Mm.
give you this example, right? I did some work with the children's court when they were just establishing the new children's court system in Trinidad and Tobago. I was a part of that. We were doing the um, pair resolution segment where we were, developing young people and giving them the confidence to operate in the court system. And my senior said, well, go ahead and introduce yourself. And he went on about how, and he says, this dynamic leader. And I'm there like, literally, my heart. is
Oh God.
pounding. I am sweating. I'm wondering, like, why is my shirt sticking to my chest? Like, why? Like, what happened?
In the
My
AC, in the AC.
listen, we in high heat, and I went up and I literally said, "Well, I don't know about all of that, but I'm just Anissa, and you could call me Anissa." Listen, while I was saying those words, and while I was refuting, call it for
Yeah.
what it is. Okay, let's
Yeah.
Right.
be real
Right.
and
Right.
honest.
Yeah.
While I was refuting what he said, inside I was like, "You did not just do that.
Mm.
What
Yeah.
just happened? Like, why did you do that? Where did
Yeah.
that come from?" And I've done that multiple times.
Wow.
One of the ways that or one of the areas that I have sabotaged myself
Yep.
or allow me to get
This
to
is
get in
this is
the way of
really
me.
serious, and
Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead,
this
one of
is
the
please.
very serious.
areas in life that I have allowed me to get in the way of me is through music. So for the people who do not know, I have been singing all my life. If you ask my mother, she will tell you I sang through the news, I'll sing all the advertisements. I'll be really annoying. You will be talking to me and I am humming. I still do
Oh
it to
wow.
this day.
Oh wow.
Like if you say a word, I could think of a song that could go with that, or some that I am always humming. So music has always been a part of me.
Mm.
I've been writing my own songs like since the age of 8 9, like
Right.
full songs. Like if I sit to write, it's not just a partial thing. I'm
Yeah.
writing full song. I know exactly what I want in my head. And listen to me,
Right.
my brother is the only person who understands when I say I want it like "Du-du-du-du," he like, yeah, I hear it. If I tell somebody else that, they're like, I ain't quite sure where you're going, but keep going, we'll get
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear exactly how I want it in my head, and I want it done that way. Like I've always
Yeah.
been inclined to music. My father plays string. All his siblings play string instruments. My mother, my grandmother, they're all singers, right? Well, my grandmother was. She's no longer here. And so I did amazing things. I could say it
Mm.
tonight, like I'm being honest. I did amazing things musically.
Yeah.
At age 12, I started. But what would I mean also grow by?
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry. There's
Any
there's there's destination. Sorry.
listen, I ain't able. So I've done amazing things musically at a very young age. So I would have started my album at 12, represented my country in numerous music festivals all over the
Wow.
world, right? Um, and I completed my first album at 14. Mommy, you could correct
Wow.
me if I'm wrong, but like my first full length, I wrote everything, did my own backgrounds, everything at 14, right?
Damn,
Oh
that's
Which is
wow.
impressive.
which is
That's
a
impressive.
really good
That's
accomplishment.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Look at Delta. Let me just pause and look at Delta now. But a
Have the
man,
same foot.
these behavior
Listen,
come down from there.
the parliament
Come
was
down
too hot today to be dropping them kind of
exactly to
comments here
do that.
tonight. You hear?
To do that, right? So I would have accomplished all these things, and I specifically remember when things changed for me a little bit
Mm.
because I allowed what one person said to get in my head, because deep
Oh,
on the inside, even as a child coming up, right? So we know how comparison is the thief of joy. We
yeah.
know
Yeah.
all of that. So you would have little, you'll feel butterflies going on stage. You'll feel like, hey, I hope they receive it, I hope they understand,
Yeah.
Yeah.
creatively what I'm trying to say. You'd feel all those little things. But
Mm.
then somebody comes, that one person, and mind you, I have
Negative Nancy.
worked, yeah, I have worked alongside this person for years.
Oh
This
wow.
one person said something out loud that I was in my thoughts,
Oh crap.
and it just stick. And somehow, like I would leave, I would go to a sound check, and I would not give it 100%. And I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
Ooh.
I wouldn't just, like let be in the moment
Be
because I
you,
like,
yeah.
I'm being humble and I don't want to. No, 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 it's okay. Or you just let it slide. Like I did that for years,
Yeah.
and that's just one of the ways. And I had
Wow.
to talk about music tonight because, well, Akila pulled me up a couple of times, too many times to mention, like a couple of times on this. It's like you are amazing. I know that
Yeah.
I am an amazing singer, mind you. I know I could real sing.
Yeah. Which you can.
Yet I know I could real sing, but it's just something.
The
It's
woohoo
just
part just
you.
doesn't come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That would
At
cause
least
you to
you
pull
do
back
good. You did
to
good.
make me pull back,
to make
and and then
I would say that you did good because you could, even though you struggle with it, you could still talk about it on that
talk about
aspect.
it.
Like, like, yeah, I
Yeah,
could do this.
yeah.
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 And even though, so when I do hold back, one more important thing for me with imposter syndrome is, even when, so for example, I would go out, mm, I'll give it a and then afterwards I like, damn it, you could have do so much better. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
why I didn't do it,
Yeah.
and then end up feeling so bad. The
Yep.
people who could will be told they're showing off, and those who can't are applauded.
That is
Yeah.
Let's
true. That is true. That is true. And a lot of times with imposter syndrome, what we do
oh
is we allow mediocre people to take opportunities that could have very easily been ours. Very easily. And I'm saying that without apology. I tell
Couldn't
Anissa
step
that she is
in.
one of the most beautiful vocalists I have ever heard. And I have heard many. It is
Oh,
true. It is
that
true.
is awesome.
Anissa's voice is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So the thing
don't
is,
have to thank
the thing is, Nisa, what you're saying is so true about imposter syndrome, right? And that thing you said about somebody saying something that's in your head, because it's
yeah,
not so much that they say it, and I can attest to that, and I think that has been my experience with some things, right?
right,
And where imposter syndrome is concerned, I might be thinking something and trying to work past that, and trying to and pushing past that, and
yeah,
somebody, and a lot of times it's somebody that is very close to you. It is somebody whose opinion you value a
respect,
lot and
exactly,
you respect, and they say one thing, and
yeah,
all they do is confirm that thing in your head that you have carried, and you allow that to be truth. You make that true. So what you
Yeah.
do is you say, well, if I was thinking this and you seeing this, then it has to be true. And a lot of times it is not true. A lot of times, if you examine where the comment is coming from, a lot of time it's because that person might feel threatened by your gift or your talent. That
Exactly.
person might be
exactly,
jealous of your gift or your talent. That person might be seeing you advancing to certain places that they will never advance to. And so
yeah.
rather than encourage that and encourage you, they say something to bring you down,
I love
right?
that.
Yeah.
Check out Savvy Lavi's comment. I love Savvy Lavi's comment. She said, so true. It confirms
Films
doubt. No,
doubt. Yeah.
it's
And
a
it's
it's a
really,
yeah, fallacy.
it's really a fallacy.
Yeah,
It is really a fallacy. So for me, I can say that, okay, so there are some things I am not shy about saying about myself, right? If anybody who is close
yeah.
to me will know, I always say how I nice. Like I just walk around and be like, yo, Kila, you're nice. Right?
No, no,
Right.
literally.
Like literally. I just pass by the mirror and I'm on and headed to work. I was like, you hot. Look at you, go to work. Right? So, legit, right? So in terms of that confidence, in terms of like my appearance and these sort of things, I'm good. But when it comes to my accomplishments and things that I'm good at and things that I want to try, I can tell you that up to this day, there are things that I want to do where speech is concerned and where speaking is concerned that I hold back from. And the reason why I hold back is because in my head, I always used to think like, Kila, just don't be too much.
Mm.
Don't be too much. Like I know my ability to speak. I'm an excellent speaker. I can speak to any audience and captivate that audience and engage that audience. And I know that about myself, right? But in my head, even though I was speaking one, I always felt like it came too easy. It came too easy, so I didn't work for this. So I can't
Oh,
count it.
okay.
I can't count it as something that I'm good at, or I can't count it as an accomplishment, right? So that was the first thing, and then the second thing is because I know speaking is something a lot of people struggle with. In my head, I always used to try to temper myself, like don't go showing off. Like you don't have
Mm.
to show off. Like just leave it alone. Let somebody else do it. Give somebody else a chance. Let people grow. But when it really hit, and I think this has crippled me in terms of getting into a lot of things that I've dreamed about, a lot of things that I still dream about, and I know that I'll be excellent at, and I cannot move past comments that people close to me would have said, where they
Mm.
would have said essentially that I was too much, or I was
Yeah.
thinking too much about my skills and my talent and my ability to speak, and I don't even know that if and the thing with these things that people who say they don't know the impact that they have, right? They never know the damage that was done because they chose
Yes.
to say something, whether jokingly or not, that basically made you feel like, damn, let me just shut up. Let me just not do this. Back your magic. Aww.
Yeah.
Thank you, Savvy. Thank you, Savvy. But so that's my struggle with imposter syndrome. That the thing that comes naturally to me that I am
Right.
extremely good at is the
Yeah.
thing that I don't pour enough into, and is the thing that I take the least risks with.
Mm.
Yeah.
And another symptom of, or another way that when I started researching imposter syndrome, because I only came across the term honestly, like maybe like in about 2017 or something, right? Having a conversation with a
Right.
friend. And I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is a
Yep.
thing. I have been feeling this. Like, I have
Yeah.
been feeling
Yeah.
this, right? But what imposter syndrome does is that it doesn't give you a threshold for success. So you
Yeah.
constantly feel like you need to do something else. So
Correct.
I have done so many different things, and I can tell you that I have not stopped to celebrate so many of them. Because the
Right.
moment
Right.
I accomplish it, I either one, thought about how I could have done better at it,
Right.
or two, started thinking, hey, what's the next thing? Like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, that done. Let me don't talk about that. What am I working on? What do with my life? What am I doing?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
like a constant turning of a wheel that you're not even sure how to get off, because you constantly keep saying that, yo, I have to prove that I am not a fraud.
Right.
I
Right.
and
Yeah.
subconsciously that's what you're doing. It's how Sabi says she falling in love. Listen, Sabi.
But no, that's the
Listen.
last two words for me. No Guinness.
No gain
No
is like
gonna.
Sabi is a whole vibe. Sabi is a whole vibe. So, okay, so now that we know, and what I like about this conversation is that
Sorry to cut you off, Cues.
go ahead, Jace.
Tonight, I want to break something for myself.
Go ahead.
I
Okay.
want to break that pattern. Um, I know I deal with imposter syndrome on a real high level.
Yeah.
Tonight, I'm gonna break it, right?
Right.
Okay.
I think for me, what was said to me was um, master of one. What did you
Jack of
say?
all
Jack of all
trades,
Jack
trades,
of
master of
all
master
none.
of
trades,
none.
master of none. That saying has crippled me to an extent that I think unbelievable. Until one day I was just like, forget that shit. I could say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget that shit. I could do things. I would start by saying I, JC, am a woman that's multi-talented. I do a lot of things. I started reading when I was the age of 11 months. Um, I started doing physics at the age of 5 years old.
Oh wow.
I taught my cousin how to do physics at the age he was in Miara Composite, and I was teaching him how to do his physics in Miara Composite at the age
Right.
of 7.
Right.
Um, I love mathematics. I do mathematics. I tutor mathematics sometimes on the side. I do from basic algebra, basic maths, all the way to calculus 3.
Right.
I do graphic designs. I do physics, hate chemistry, and
Shocker.
I have over seven or eight certificates in all different things, including hospitality. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yes.
yeah. I did that.
Where's the sound
With the
effects?
Oh, the
sound
clap.
effects, JC.
Hold
Oh
on,
gosh.
hold on, hold
Oh
on.
gosh.
Oh God,
Hit me
let
with
me
the sound
give
effects.
myself some sound effects tonight. Ali, I did it. Ali, I ain't gonna lie, my ears hot.
Listen, you see what JC just did, and you see what we did this week. That's one of the
Let
those
me give that
are
clap.
some of the first steps. Go ahead, JC. Good true friend. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
did
So
it.
those are some of the first steps with combating imposter syndrome. One, recognizing that there's a name for it, that this is a real thing, that you are
Yeah,
not alone and other people
exactly.
feel that way. But
Yeah,
two, being vulnerable enough to have the conversations.
yeah,
Yeah,
Because that's where it starts. Being able to say, yo, I did that, or I can do that extremely well. You
yeah,
know what I
yes,
yeah,
mean? So we know what imposter syndrome is. We know what imposter syndrome looks like. You're
yeah,
hearing from three extremely intelligent and talented young women that are telling you we suffer, we
yeah.
experience imposter syndrome too, right? So
yeah.
what I want, or what I think we need to tell them a bit of, is how do you know? I keep taking it. How do you know that you are experiencing imposter syndrome? Like, what are some of the
True.
signs that persons could look at and be like, yo, there's imposter syndrome, let me pat this down? Chase?
um, One I'll definitely say is self-doubt.
Right.
Definitely self-doubt. Once you start finding yourself self-sabotaging, that is definitely a sign.
Yeah.
Definitely a
Um.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from, okay, so what you would have witnessed from all of our stories is the fact that we can't attribute the success that we've done, or like acknowledge the success um
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we've accomplished. Apart from not being able to acknowledge that, one of the signs that you are operating from imposter syndrome is attributing your success to luck, or
Yeah.
like it just happened,
Yeah.
just like downplaying it and I kind of way. So, oh, girl, I was just lucky,
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
try to brush it off like it's nothing,
Yeah.
or um, agonizing over little mistakes. So you made the teeniest, tiniest, somebody didn't even notice
Oh
it,
my God.
Yo,
mistake,
yo.
and you
I hate when that
live
happens.
and breathe and have all your
Listen,
being in this one tiny mistake. Kilo
Lego my
like
Yep.
shirt.
it.
Lego my shirt. I feel like you just draped my panisa. Lego off of my shirt, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the biggest ones, and also feeling like eventually somebody will find you out to be a
Figure you
fraud.
out. Figure
Yeah.
you out. Somebody
I
will
was
figure you out.
recently, so let me make it an example form, right? Recently, I was talking to some young children about mental health, creating awareness, what it is, how important it is. I'm very interactive when I'm with children. I am talking to these children, they are having fun. And in the middle of talking to them, I'm like, oh my God, I'm probably saying, where this girl come from? She probably Googled that. That was my literal thought. Like, and then I
Even though
stopped
they're enjoying
myself. I was
themselves.
like, yeah, I stopped
Yeah.
myself. I was like, you serious? Drink some water now.
This
This
can be
is
it.
not
This
it.
can be
And
it.
I drink some water, like, calm yourself. What is wrong with you? So you just
Yeah.
automatically thinking that, hey,
Yeah.
they will realize that you are a fraud and
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really who she says she is. That's one of the signs for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about
And
overachieving?
Ooh,
Sorry.
overachieving. A, a, a. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Everything has
like
to be
definitely
perfect.
big. I am big on that. Um, I will scrap something 150 times if it's not perfect.
It's
Like if
correct.
it's not, it could be the teeniest thing, and I'll scrap it. Like I don't know. Like I
listen,
have
Ollie,
to do it.
Jace is our graphic guru, right?
Right?
Every time she comes up with a design that you may see on our page or some, it is amazing to me because listen, I tried to do something for my own little business page and I was pulling out my hair. I just say, you see this social media people could take my money. You know why? Because this is not easy. So when she comes up with something, I'm like, this is amazing, and we be gassing her up like full gas.
Yeah.
You know,
Like it
it's
just
not a
evoke
super or regular.
emotions. Like,
Correct, like
like no,
premium
the Dr.
class.
JC with design. No,
And she's
but I
like,
don't care. I don't care who your graphic designer is and not bad like JC. Right? Yes, click on this comment from Auntie Sherian because I think that's like a real solid point there, right? And she says,
Okay.
I think because we're so critical of ourselves, we believe people will
Will
criticize
criticize
us
us more.
correct.
That
more.
is
Yeah,
so true.
And that is true. That is true.
yeah.
Because we
It's
criticize ourselves and we're so harsh
correct.
towards
Yep.
ourselves that we just expect that people will be even more harsh
Yep.
Yep.
It's
towards
an
us.
internal struggle. And
It is
that's the
an
thing
internal struggle.
about imposter syndrome. It's
Yeah.
not it's not for a lack of support. It's
Nope.
not
Mm-hmm.
because you need to do a better or you need to try a new strategy. It's just
Nope.
you being just this morning somebody sent that message to me. Be kind to you. Like you tell people that all the time.
All the
So
time.
Yeah.
just be kind to you. Extend that same courtesy to yourself. Big up yourself.
Yep.
Love on yourself. Be
Love on
gentle
yourself.
with yourself. But we are the hardest on ourselves
Yep.
sometimes. And that is where imposter syndrome
No
just
comes from.
finds,
Yes.
yeah, fertilizer
Yep.
and it just
Mm-hmm.
germinates in there.
You know what's another thing, another symptom or a sign that you could realize that you're operating from that place of imposterism is if you can't celebrate your accomplishments. Like you can't like this. And let me be clear, right? I used to think just telling people that I did something was a celebration, and it's not. It's
Mm.
not. It's good
Yeah,
to tell people. Like I used to, and that used to be my cop out. So I would just tell everybody
right.
one time because I don't want to have to tell this over 10 times. Right? I don't want somebody here and then I had to be uncomfortable
Yeah.
now to relive it to
Right.
tell you
Yeah.
I do this. So I would just put, hey yo, I do so. Boom, that out
Yes.
there, that's it. And I used to count that as celebration, right? And I had
Celebration.
to unlearn that because that's not
No, it's not.
celebrating. Because
No.
as soon as that 15-20 minutes passes, okay, the news out there, good in the
Yeah.
universe, fine. I am off the
Yeah.
hook. My mind and I go to hey, what next you have to do, like start planning what else you're doing,
Yeah.
What's the
and
next
I don't
step?
stop just to say, yo, you did this.
You did
Like this
that.
is this is
Yeah.
you, this is all you. Open
Exactly.
a bottle of wine, pour on some
And
music, stand up on your coffee table and whine a little bit because this was awesome.
don't break all the coffee table taking
My
class.
coffee table is funny, so don't follow my don't follow my advice if you know the coffee table can't handle the weight, right? I always sign up and dancing on it. So what I'm saying is that you have to you have to celebrate. You have and just
Yeah.
this week we had to stop ourselves, right? Like we're planning for
Yeah.
this session. We're
Yeah.
talking about imposter syndrome and we automatically go, oh, you know what we should do for season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
we can calm down. We
Yeah.
just need to calm down, right? So, well, not really calm down in that sense, because yes, you will keep doing things
Yeah.
because that's who we are, but we still have to stop and just celebrate what we
Like
are doing,
acknowledge it. Yeah.
acknowledge it. And so, we've come to an amazing part of tonight's show.
Yes.
We want to know what you have done. And I
Yeah.
know some of you, like us, would probably cringe to
Uh,
have to type and tell us, yo,
Yeah.
this is what I did. But we want to know. We want to know what's the business you start,
yeah.
Yes.
what's the
Tell
project
us.
you worked on. We got some, while we wait on you to type, Anissa got some amazing responses from people on
Yes.
social media this week telling us some things that they
Yes.
did. And we're going to
Yes.
share some of those. But we want to hear, because that's the only way you're going to break imposter
Exactly.
syndrome. And we want all
Yeah.
of us to move past that place and reach our
Yeah.
full potential. So, trigger
Yes.
fingers, start telling us,
That's
Yes.
the
what
type.
have
Listeners,
you
we want to
accomplished? What are
know.
you proud of? We want to know.
Yes.
Drop it
We
in the
want to
chat.
know.
Please tell
There
us what
were
we talk about.
two while I'm waiting for people to type and big up your whole self. Right? There were two
Mm.
on our IG page that really stood out to me. One was from Dylan Just Chow Chow, who is Lynn Paul. That is my
Auntie
mommy.
Lynn.
Love you,
Hello,
mommy.
Lynn.
She said her response was, when I was going through it, I cried many tears, but at the end, I was really proud of myself for taking the business hatchery course at Kariri at 55 years old.
She deserve
Hey,
a
So,
clap for that.
like, she just,
God.
yeah, big up
Hit
you.
me with it. Hit me with it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Deserve
blushing.
it.
So, having to go back to school and acing that, I know
At
she would have done
55.
some accounting and learning how to handle your business and all the business technical terms. I literally held her a couple of times, like, hey, you can do this. It's okay. You can
Oh
do this.
wow.
Listen.
Let me tell you, shameless plug, because this is the space for that. My mother makes the best chow chow in the world. That little
Eh?
cardboard thing all it is in the grocery is not it. And Dalton said verbatim, Dalton said, if you put chow chow on slippers from Lynn Paul, he eating
Hey.
the slippers.
Hey.
Now tell me if
Yes.
that's not bad. Yeah, that's so nice. Yeah. All right, so I want to highlight somebody else.
Uh-huh.
Um, posting so okay, we comment to you, Sharon. I see in it. So this one was from Kelamo 2 on Instagram, who is Disha Alexander.
Trisha.
Disha said, back in 2012, when I graduated most outstanding evening university student, still gives me butterflies when I think about it. Hey,
Ooh,
where the
round of
sound
applause,
effects?
baby. Round of applause.
Where the sound effects? Big up
Yes.
you.
Hold that for the chat.
Listen,
Hold that.
we all know
Yes.
going to school is not easy, and she's also
Listen.
a mother of now four. Right
Ooh.
at the time you were a mother of three, Disha. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And being an evening student, listen, that's a big accomplishment.
That's a huge
Most
Wow.
accomplishment.
Yeah.
outstanding students, that's thousands of people, and you were the most outstanding one. You
I think she
deserve to be
deserve a next
celebrated.
clap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen.
a
She
next
deserve
clap,
a
a
next
next
round of
clap.
applause. Yeah. Big up
Shauna
yourself.
just, Shauna just posted something in the chat also. Uh, just going back up in the chat to look for
I think I
right.
have
So
it.
Sharon's
Yeah.
exclusive.
Sharon's
She is an
exclusive.
excellent seamstress.
Yes,
Like
yes,
it's
yes.
not a quack thing.
Listen.
Ooh.
It's not a quack thing,
Yes. Sharon, when
right?
it says
Okay.
you launch the page, I want you to come back and drop the page link. Guys, if you're here, listen, if
Yes,
you're here and you have a business, I don't care if your business is a side business, a
yes,
side to the side business, drop it because you can get some support tonight, right? Everything that you're doing is huge and we are proud. We are proud of what you
yeah.
are doing and you deserve to be acknowledged. So Barbara says, I have
Ooh,
started my own jewelry design. I have
Nice.
started and running my spa at home. I have
Okay.
started posted for my courses, manicure and pedicure course. Accomplished
Mm.
distinction
right,
in Nurses Aid course in 2017 and completed the first
right.
part of my life project management course. Yeah.
Big you up all the way.
Ooh,
Big you up all the way. Yes.
Barbara.
Yes.
congratulations,
Listen, Barbara, where does home spa is? Where does
congratulations.
I need a little touch up. I need a little, little rub down the semester
A little
off.
something. Yeah, listen,
The semester a little rough.
it
Yeah.
But
is.
yeah, and that's the thing with imposter syndrome. You have to be willing to talk about it, and nothing is too small. So don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Don't
Don't
be
be
shy
shy.
at
Like this
all.
is the
Come on,
time
man.
to say it. Like I did
Correct.
this amazing thing. Like Charlotte, who has an
Uh-huh.
African store in
Yes.
In
Marketing. Oh,
Mafeking.
there's an African
Yeah.
clothing store.
Okay.
Oh, I look Charlotte
Yes.
profile picture. Charlotte, peep Charlotte.
I know,
There's
right?
Charlotte here.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
cute.
She in her designs. She's in her fabric.
That is cute.
Charlotte, that's nice. That's nice.
That is cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
And
love it.
do not forget to like inbox us your business page link, and we
Yes.
will give you a shout out. Like people,
We're
so
gonna
people
feature
can
business
know.
pages in this coming weekend and into next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
So we are going to feature your pages and we are going to get people to come across
Yeah,
and
Deja.
visit and like and share. All right,
Yeah.
Disha says Premier Compliance and hey, yo. Premier Compliance and Consultancy Services Limited. I have a compliance company for all your risk and compliance needs. We also offer other services. Check out my website and tell everyone. Disha, drop the link for the
Everyone.
website.
Yes,
Drop
drop
the
the
link for the
link.
website. Yes, Disha. Listen, and this is a woman who in school who have 4 kids doing the thing,
Wow.
Disha. Listen,
Right.
you deserve every bit of success that you have. Every
Yeah.
single bit of success,
Yep,
Every,
yep,
Kadisha. We are
yep.
proud of you. You deserve it.
yes.
Very,
You
very
deserve
proud.
it.
Yes.
Oh, Barbara says she's in Santa Rosa Heights in Arima.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Arima
this is
is
where
where
my
my
spa
spa
My
is.
stories.
is.
And she
Oh, and
also
you
does
also
some
do.
schools.
Barbara,
Look at
drop the
that.
link. DM us your page too. DM us your page too.
Page
It's
or your
all these,
contact info. Yeah.
yeah, all
Yeah.
these links we have. I could
I
do
know,
it a
right?
little rub down, a little, a little
That
touch up.
sounds
I
really
could do
good.
it a little touch up. Well,
You can do it a little toucher.
Killer.
I just say,
Kill.
listen.
Okay,
Oh,
we
faith.
have
Uh,
Faith Blaze.
okay. All right. This is so hard for me to do. Faith, one thing, we are glad that you are doing it. Thank you.
Yes.
But I had such an amazing year. But because of me suffering from imposter syndrome, I have not even given myself a pat on my shoulder and celebrated.
Right.
This year, I finally graduated with my master's after a lot of struggle with first class honors. Yes, friend. I
Ooh.
got promoted to upper management at my job. Yes. I started my business in nutrition counseling, worked on my health, and with all of that, I am still looking to see what else I need to do in order for me to be great. Faith, you are great.
Yes. Yes,
You
you are.
are
You deserve that.
You
amazing.
are amazing.
Wow.
Congratulations to you.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
deserves more
Listen,
than a pat on the back, though. That deserves a
listen.
I
really
know,
good pat
right?
on the back.
Faith, crack a
Yeah.
bottle of wine, and drink the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
good for it. Take the day
Cheers.
off tomorrow. Call it sick if you have to. What is this? Masters and promotion and all these things. All right. So we have
We
Real
like
Life
you.
Guru says, my biggest accomplishment is moving myself from poverty to a place of security. Yo, the
Purity.
dream.
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah.
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 Let me
Yeah.
tell you guys a little
Happiness
Listen.
story
talk.
about
Listen.
this.
Listen.
I want to
Yeah.
Listen.
tell you.
Auntie Beverly, yes. Yes.
Guys, I have really, really seen my mom real life grow struggle because I was right there with
Yeah.
her in it. And I could say, yeah, from what she used to be to what she is now,
Yeah.
Beverly, I'm very, very proud of you. Very, very proud of you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
keep it up, man. You
Hey.
really did move yourself from poverty to a place of
Listen, the
security.
inspiration. Auntie
Yeah.
Beverly, you are an inspiration because that is the goal.
Yep, 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 yep.
Cannot be struggling forever.
And in doing that, in turn of doing that, you teach your kids how to do that too. So,
You
Yeah.
understand?
Who's Savvy
Let's
Gandhi?
go, Savvy.
Savvy coming
Savvy.
in.
All right.
Coming in.
Whoa. So much things, but the most important are singing in front of a big crowd and pouring out my soul without the nerves, walking the stage for my associate's degree,
Oh,
Uh-huh.
wow.
starting a side hustle baking and finger foods. I didn't
Right.
realize the talent was there.
Right.
Best recruit of my batch was so shocked
Uh-huh.
because I don't like makeout thing. It was a really challenging time because it's doing things that you won't usually do since I'm a bit of an introvert. But I saw it and I'm proud of myself for all those things. Hey,
Yeah.
Savvy,
Yeah.
Savvy, Savvy, Savvy,
Yes.
Savvy.
Round of
Damn, look
applause
at
to
you
you.
winning.
And
Look at you winning.
and from now on, she's going to move from I don't like makeouting. It's not makeouting.
No, it's
It is
celebrating you.
celebrating you. I
It
am
Celebrating
going
is
to
you.
be.
celebrating
I
you.
deserve to be celebrated. I
Yep,
know,
yep,
right,
Listen.
yep.
daughter?
Right? And we the thing is we give up so many opportunities, and I think that's the biggest thing for me is that we're so afraid to talk about what we can't do, but there are so many people just waiting to know, oh, you could do that. Like I've literally
Yeah.
seen that happen
Yeah.
to me this year. Like
Exactly.
I so
You
so
know?
I build websites, right? And I love doing it. I love doing it, but I just do
Right.
it on the side, right? And I said it in a conversation, like we were talking and stuff with somebody else, like, I moved my company online this year during last year during the pandemic, like build the website and then did their whole social media stuff and put
Right.
them online and helped us to survive during the pandemic. And that person was like, "You just do that? Listen, I have a job for you." And like it was, but so
Just
many
like
times people
that.
ask me what I do, and I wouldn't mention it because for me it's like, well, it's just a side thing, just a thing
Yeah.
on the side,
Mhm.
Stop
Tisha.
calling it
Oh,
your accomplishments a thing. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
okay. I have imposter syndrome. At 55, in the next 2 weeks, happy birthday in advance. Hey,
Yeah.
my goal, my goal is for my in-house boutique, custom-made, Afrocentric clothing. And
Nice.
Sharon, it is not too late for that, and we believe that you can accomplish that. And
Yeah.
Yes.
age is
Yes, you
really
will.
just a number at this point. Like, you could do
Yeah.
this. You
Yeah.
can definitely do this. And
Yep.
I like what Disha said up top, and she said talking about what you accomplish is really hard for real. I always thought it was being
Being
prideful, but now I
prideful.
know it's not
Yeah.
Yep.
being prideful.
You know,
It's
Now
not being prideful.
you know.
I think we as Trinidadians and Caribbean people too, because in the US, people boast about what they do. They thought that like that's a big thing about what they do, and they hype themselves up and all these different things. But when you come from a place like Trinidad, where the attitude is that of don't talk about it. Who you feel you is because you're doing something good. Why you feel the need to talk about that? Hush your mouth and go and sit down in the corner. Anybody could do that. Or I remember I was dating someone at the time and I was doing something that he couldn't do, and he told me straight up. He was like, "There's nothing. I know people who just do that better than you."
Oh wow.
And I was just like, "What?" But these are the things that causes us to have imposter syndrome or to develop imposter syndrome, because
Yeah.
we have so many people, so many things outside affecting us, and we already doubting ourselves. We're already in a place of nervousness and fear. So when you have somebody come and say that to you, it kind of like reassure the fear and the nervousness and the self-sabotaging. So we do have to be mindful of who we have around us in these times, especially if you're dealing with imposter syndrome. Be
Yeah.
mindful who you have around you, what you are listening to,
Mm-hmm.
and what you are accepting to be true.
Yep. Yep. Sometimes you have to
Anissa, I
challenge
think
the
you're on
voices.
mute.
Listen muted.
Oh
And you're
Lord.
well talking.
Go ahead.
I was saying that I love that because self sabotage really does feed on fear. That's
Yeah.
where the
Yes.
door is.
Yes.
So the minute somebody says something, fear in you identifies with what that person says, and you
Yeah.
hold on to that like it's truth, and
Yeah.
it isn't. It
Because
isn't
it's
Listen.
truth.
very easy to hold on to the negative than the positive. The
Exactly.
positive
Yep.
is it really going to? Whereas the negative is like, yeah, my mind already say that, so I'm going to
Yeah.
accept
Yep.
that to be
Yeah.
true.
That's definitely
Exactly.
what it is. And sometimes we
Exactly.
need to challenge those negative thoughts. Like,
Yeah.
Correct.
you just,
Correct.
and challenging
Thank
the
you,
negative
Faye.
thoughts, sometimes trying to challenge it on your own could be tough.
Yes.
But you just need like your cheerleaders. So I have some friends, they
Mhm.
could tell you, I don't care if you decide you go and sell Pinnacle. Watch me. When you tell me, hey kids, I start a Pinnacle business, yo, the drama that go and ensue. That Pinnacle go and be the best. We are getting it.
Yeah.
Who we selling it to? What help you need? How we doing this? I
Yeah.
in it. This go and be
Yeah.
the best Pinnacle from 19 or not. Like we doing this, right? And that's just because I genuinely support my friends. Like my friends
Yes.
are my people. They are my tribe. I
Yeah.
absolutely love them, and I will hype you to the moon and back. I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
be there with you. I will support you. I don't care if I just stuck a Pinnacle in my fridge for a year for you to feel like, we in this. That's what we
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's what we doing.
And that's
And
what we
sometimes you have
have
to
to
find the
be
right
mindful
people.
of. We
Yeah.
have to be mindful of who we have around us and
Yes.
who we confiding in or talking to. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you could be talking to somebody else because they're not there with you and they don't understand where it is you're trying to go, or
Yeah.
because they are intimidated of how far you are going to be,
Correct.
they will say certain things just to keep you at that level.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But push
Yes.
past negativity and
Yeah.
still put your stuff out there.
Yeah.
Still, like when we started this podcast, I remember I was saying to Jason, and I was like, yo, like I have a lot of support. I have this amazing support system. And usually when
Yeah.
I do things,
Right.
I don't tell people about it before it's been a success. Like I
Right.
would mention it after the fact. I'd be like, oh, I did this, but I never say I am doing this. And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I think I'm just gonna tell people that I'm doing this. And
Right.
like my tribe supported like from the jump. I was like, guys, this
Yeah.
But
is
you see
me
what you did there too is also something that people should pay attention to. It's not saying I did this, it is more so saying I am doing this.
doing this.
That
Yeah,
Yeah.
means you are actually in the present of
Yeah.
what it is that's going on.
yeah,
So
yep,
Yeah.
you're
Yep.
acknowledging that I am doing this, and that's also a part of imposter syndrome.
yep.
A
Yeah.
person who deals with that
Because
would just be
it
like, oh, I
challenges the
did that.
thoughts. Yeah, it challenges
Yeah.
the thoughts you might have on the way about failure.
Exactly.
Because owning
Yeah.
it from the jump and saying, yo, this is mine and this is going to be huge and this is going to be a success, you've
Yeah.
already started speaking it into existence that this is going
Correct.
to be great. So even when thoughts of doubt come, you're like, nah, because this
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
going to be great. This is just
It's
going
a
Yeah.
to be great.
it's a it's a present continuous thing. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw Sharon said work in progress, and that
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
resonated with me. No, after this podcast tonight and we are done, you are not automatically going to wake up tomorrow and feel
Be
amazing if
like,
you are
let me
struggling
celebrate
tomorrow.
myself.
Exactly. That's not how it's going to happen. I am currently reading, all I know we like to read on here.
We
Gonna
read,
read.
we read.
Please book me, right? Right. I am currently reading a book about atomic change. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that the author was saying is that we just see a person's big success. So,
Yeah.
hey, I did this, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody's taking note of the doing, the things that these little changes that you're making, whether it be the way that you speak to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
whether it be changing your circle, changing your immediate circle, and the people that you are, little changes, small changes are what you going is what will help you to get to that place where you can big up yourself,
It's
where
true.
self sabotage no longer it doesn't exist for you anymore because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
exactly it's a journey
It
to
is a
get
journey.
there. You are not going to wake up tomorrow and voila, we have a magic wand on this podcast and you're gonna feel good. No.
Exactly.
Listen, if
Change
we have a
is
magic one, tell us we want a lesson on
listen,
eBay.
listen.
No, but Lisa, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So the
Yeah,
thing with imposter syndrome and imposterism is that it's something that you have to continue to be bold. You
yeah,
Yeah.
have to be willing to challenge the thoughts, the negative thoughts, and also to challenge the negative
yeah,
voices. You
yeah,
have to be willing to say, listen, I hear you. I get that that's your perception of this, but I cannot accept that as true because it's
yeah,
not true. I can't. So I hear that you don't think this idea is going to work, but that's on you. I
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
believe it's going to work, so I'm still going to push ahead. I believe that what I did was a huge thing, so I am still going to celebrate. Either you're here or you're not.
Yeah.
And over
exactly.
time, you're going to see and know who are the people that are going to help you to push to come out of that space. You know
Yep,
what I
Yeah.
mean? That
yeah,
would help you to just strive because we need that.
yes,
We need that.
exactly.
No man is an island, and if it's just you in your head, believe me, you're gonna go crazy. You
Yeah.
Yep.
will talk yourself out of some real awesome things, real awesome ideas, real awesome opportunities. But if you
Oh,
bounce that off of the right person, listen, they're gonna hype you right into your destiny, like
exactly,
right into
exactly.
success. They'll be like, yo, go, do it, try it,
Listen,
at
Yeah.
I
this.
have seen that in the last couple of months. The things that I have launched out to do is only because of the people around me and
Yeah.
them believing in me and saying, hey, wow, you are amazing. And me starting to believe that. And in no time, it
Yes, it
started to,
will.
the minute I started to believe that, yo, Olia,
Yeah. That I definitely agree with that statement. Find
yeah,
people who will support you. Find
correct.
people
Mm-hmm.
who are there for you genuinely, not
Yeah,
just because if I push I might get a little shine from you. No, find people who genuinely in your corner And I 100% believe that you become what you attract. So
Right.
if you yourself is that type of person, trust and believe you will attract that type of people. Put your mind
Yeah.
in that frame of in that space, put your mind in that space to receive or to welcome those type of people in your life because
Yeah.
you're ready for a change in your life.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. So, guys, tonight we hope that one, for those of you who are bold enough to share your accomplishments with us, and I know that for some of you that was not easy. It was not
Yeah.
easy to just put out there, yo, I am doing this thing or I have done this thing. So thank you. Like we
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing, and what we really wanted to get from tonight is just to let you all know that imposter syndrome is a thing. There is a
Yeah.
name for that
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
you have been feeling. There is a name for it. It is called imposter syndrome or imposterism. You are not alone. So you don't
Yeah.
have to go through it alone. You can talk to other people about it because sometimes we don't see other people's struggles. But if you have
Exactly.
a conversation with them, you realize that, yo, we're all struggling and
Yeah.
all working through challenges to get to
Yeah.
those big accomplishments that we want to get to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say what you do. Like, talk about yourself, celebrate you. I'm not saying to be arrogant because I know
Yeah.
the word humble and pride came up a lot. And you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
celebrate your accomplishments. You can talk
Without
about
being
what you've done and who you are without being arrogant. And pride has a
exactly.
lot to do with your heart,
Pride and
Exactly.
ego.
than just your words, right? Because
We're
I
talking about
can say very
yeah.
soft and very humbly, well, it's not that big a deal. And in my heart, I like, it does everything, right? Damn right, right? And you're
Yeah.
going out of it. And then I could be the person who's like, yeah, I did that. Like, I work really hard on that and I'm really
Yeah.
proud about it.
Yeah.
And that's it. In my heart,
Yeah.
I'm not feeling like I'm better than
Celebrating
anybody or anything.
celebrating you doesn't mean you have a big ego.
No,
No.
Yeah,
It's a
no.
it really
quiet
doesn't.
confidence.
Yeah.
Yes,
We teach that, and that comes from knowing who you are, understanding your
Yeah.
identity, knowing
yeah.
your people, knowing your tribe. It is a quiet confidence. It is, I am woman, hear me roar. You understand? But I don't need to be cocky
Yeah.
about it.
That is true. That is true. So, guys, we are at 8:07, and so
Yeah.
we are winding down. You all know we have been here for 7 episodes. This is episode number
Already.
7
Woo!
Yeah.
already. Wait, this is 7 or
Episode
8?
This is
seven.
it,
This
No,
is
ma'am.
8.
eight
This is
now.
Ma'am.
8. Guys,
Ma'am.
8 weeks. Eight
You only have
weeks.
two
Look at
more.
us doing the thing. We're doing the thing. Right.
Yes.
So, people, thanks for tuning in. But before we go, we have our signature quotes. We have our
Exactly.
signature
Of course.
quotes.
Of course we
And
do.
we're going to
Yeah.
start with our girl JC tonight. Jace, drop the quote on that. Talk to
Me.
us.
Um, so tonight, what I would love for you guys to take away is to understand that you are amazing. You can do amazing things. And even if you do seven different things well, continue. And if you want to add an eight to it, please go ahead and add an eight. Nobody is limiting you on how gifted you are,
That's true.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's true.
So if you're
I like
passionate
that.
about numerous things, please go ahead and be passionate about numerous things.
Yes.
Yep. I
Niece?
love that. So I'm gonna share my favorite quotes. I have them stuck in books. I have them stuck to my wall. It is two, um, and it goes like this. The first one is stop acting so small.
Mm.
You are the universe in a static motion.
Yes.
That's one. And the second is by Nelson Mandela. There is no passion to be found in playing small,
Mm.
in settling for a life that is less than what you are capable of living.
Wow.
Do
Love
big
it.
things.
I love it. I love it. I love it. My quote for tonight is you have talents, you are capable, and you belong.
Yes.
You belong. Where
Yep.
you are, the things that you are doing, you belong.
Yeah.
Remember that. Take
Yep.
that. You belong and stand in that. Stand in that.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So, guys, that is
Yeah.
it for us tonight. But of course, we had to do a little shout outs, a little people who was here,
And
who
then
continue to be
shooting.
here, the new people. Afraid to say the name. Dalton.
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 God.
I thought just you
and
will remember
is
the
it
name.
Dalton?
Because I was like, Dalton. Dalton, thanks for being here as always. Auntie Lynn,
Yes,
precious,
mommy.
beautiful,
Yes.
amazing Auntie Lynn, whom we love from the bottom of our hearts.
Come on,
Thank you
heart.
for being here as
Real
always.
life
As always.
guru, my mommy.
Auntie
Yes.
Yeah, shout
Beverly.
Auntie
out.
Beverly, Sharon, Roger, Savi,
Savvy.
Faith,
Yes,
thank you for
mommy.
being bold and
Thank
courageous
you.
tonight and sharing
Yes.
with us. Thank you,
Yes,
thank you,
yes.
Yes.
thank you. Terry Ann Huggins.
Carry on.
Oh, we had some YouTube people,
Sharon
right?
Rogers. Yeah, we had
Yeah.
some people. I saw Shawnee Skato earlier. Just when the
Hey,
first
Lisa
well,
Ball.
Barbara,
Hi, Lisa
Lisa,
Lisa
Ball.
thanks for
Ball, yeah.
coming. Thanks for
Natalie
coming.
Gonzalez. Good night.
Good night, Lulu. Good night.
Oh yes, Lulu
Yo,
Barbara
was here.
it's
Paul,
so much love in this house.
Disha,
Tisha was here.
Disha.
It's so much
Yeah,
love in this house. Natalie, good
listen.
night, Nat.
You all are amazing. You all are amazing. I know Keeper was
Oh,
here, Auntie Sherry, Auntie
I want to do
Sherry.
a special shout out.
Special.
She came on earlier on today because she asked me, she's like, JC, send me the link. So I did. And on here, her name is Amika King, which
Oh
is
yeah,
my
Uh-huh.
honey bunny, Shala.
right.
Shala King.
Hey.
Shala,
Hi,
hi.
Shala.
Special shout
Welcome.
out.
Welcome. Shawnee's Fortune.
All our chick daughter. Watch now. If we was getting
Calaman
a
cried
price
because
for
I filled out
gas,
her pro.
it would be
Hey!
Dalton now.
I had to put
Dalton,
this one up.
your partner not here tonight.
You understand? Somebody tell
Dalton
Marcus we
says,
miss
can a
him.
man cry? Can a man cry because he loves our program?
Yeah, tonight was amazing, guys. Tonight was
Auntie
really
Sherry, how we
amazing.
could forget you again? It's Keela, you know.
I hear
Forget,
her out.
forget her. I
What?
didn't hear it. I never hear it,
Wow.
Auntie Sherry.
Why everybody choosing violence as we're about to leave?
I never
Ooh,
hear it.
Listen. Auntie Sherry. Thanks. No, let's Auntie Sherry make fufu earlier. And she ain't
And
given
what?
none. I walking up the street from the woman. And she posted a whole roll on the Facebook. I'm going, girl, I didn't know it was so easy to make. Next time. Next time. Auntie, I love you. I love you. I love you.
oh my
So
god.
All
soon.
right, guys. So we will see you all next week. Oh, next week is the PG. What's next week? Oh, they probably don't want to bring the kids next week. Don't.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
don't. Oh,
so
next week will be a little spicy.
next week is for grown people.
Grown
And like
Grown.
what
deuces.
After
we need,
hours.
we need.
Sorry.
All right. So let me put the
After
disclaimer out
hours.
now.
Whew.
Next week is PG 18. It's not even 13. Do not
Yeah,
bring the kids.
it rated.
It's
It
not for
rated.
the kids. This one is not
Yeah.
for
It'll be a
no.
little spicy,
It will
but
be
we
yeah.
grown. We
Not
just want
All I
everybody
raunchy.
can
the heads up.
say, I
Not
It's
heard
not
what my
raunchy.
sister,
raunchy.
I heard my sister just normally do she quotes. She does not say it's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
So take off all your clothes.
Oh, but let us do this. Let us do this. So,
We
guys, we
will.
tell
We
it a
will.
little early. We're gonna put the
Hi,
disclaimer out
Sophie.
in a post.
Yes, me
We
and
will
me
rate
feeling.
it. We will rate it.
Please highlight, please highlight real life gurus comments next week for grown and sexy. Okay. All right.
For the grown and sexy.
No,
Yes,
it
Yes.
will
yes.
not. But it's for grown people. All I know, we don't shy away from the topics. There are certain
Yeah.
things we need to talk about. We just need to talk
I'm
Mm-hmm.
about
ready.
it, right?
Oh, Disha girl, come in. Dress up.
Listen.
We will
This
drop
one,
the
now,
topic
baby.
early next week. Oh, we will drop the topic early. Oh, we
Yes,
have
we
a first
will.
timer, guys. Deco and Sophia Alexander.
Yes, Sophia.
Welcome.
Oh,
Welcome.
Welcome to
hi.
the
Welcome.
space.
We hope we see you
Welcome.
next week, please, God. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, there's my dad, John. Big
Oh,
up,
hi,
John.
Oh,
John. Hi, John. Hi, John. So, guys, come in next week, dress the part. You understand? All I saying is that they could work with all the little whips and things and chains and, do what you have to do. Do what you have to.
Yeah.
Feel good. Feel good. Feel good next week. And definitely pour a little glass of wine because we will have ours. We
Yes.
will have.
listen.
Or punching.
Wait.
See you later in the next
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, yeah. Later, have
what
good
kind
night
of
and have
what kind of vibes is punching though? But only the night before this thing get out of hand.
yeah,
So
this
good
is how we
night,
started already.
good night, good night, good night.
Good
Good night.
night.
Bye everybody.
I have to do the dance, the proper start from